This week it's our Halloween special and we're cracking open the Gaming Hall of Shame 2025, owning up to the games we've yet to beat or resurrect from the backlog. We're also sharing our impressions on Dispatch, Ninja Gaiden 4 and more. And in this week's Pixel Picks Showdown, prepare for the worst as we name the best terrible game. All this and more on this week's Pixel Parents podcast. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Pixel Parents podcast, the show that discusses all things gaming from the perspective of parents. I am your host, Liam Kirkkelvin, and today I am joined by the bearded one, Scott, the tastemaker Curry. How are we, Scott?
That is indeed myself. In a time where the world is getting colder, global warming may have something else to say about that, but in a time where Scotland is getting colder, I can profess that I have never been more fucking warm in my life. I swear to God, Halloween, I think my wife might be, cosplaying as Saw guy as Halloween, literally melting me from the inside out.
Oh, man.
Outside in. I'm fucking dying. The heating's on in this house and, Martin Lewis is weeping into his pound coins, but...
Fighting a good fight for you.
He is fighting a good fight, but I am fucking dying here. So warm, but that's the only gripe I have. I'm very well. It feels like I've done a lot this week with little time, and the podcast, has been performing pretty well in the last few weeks. I've seen quite a bit of engagement, a lot more people listening, which is awesome to see. And this feels like it's the most prepared that I've been for a podcast yet, and it's only taken 84 episodes, Liam.
It's finally happened.
There
you go.
I sat today and I actually typed up notes and I was like, what has become of me? Like, what is this stranger that I'm looking at in the mirror? But yeah, apart from that, I'm actually pretty well. Had a pretty good week. What about yourself?
Good, man, yeah. I'm glad to hear you had a good week. Same, I feel like there's been lots of stuff happening, and I think it is just there's been lots of games, there's been lots of cool things happening. As we know, the kids this time of year, there's just so many little tiny events and stuff like Halloween, Santa on the horizon, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Feel like I'm back in the swing of things at work after some time off. But yeah, what I've been really trying to do is I've been trying this week hard to find a gym routine that works with my new work life, basically. Because beforehand I could just go whenever I wanted. That was a big perk, right? But now it's just the Goldilocks. This isn't quite here, this isn't quite there. A lot of home workouts, routines as well, which is good, but just try to find something so that part doesn't slip away. That's the main thing, but it's difficult, but I will get there. And of course, try to fit in games in between all that as well. TV, all the rest of it. Things like the traitors on the television, Scott. I've got to keep up with that and avoid spoilers. But yeah, it's in between all that. The through line has been playing a lot of damn good games, many of which I'm excited to talk about today, of course. But before we do, we'll get some housekeeping at the road, shall we? So for those listening, this is the Pixel Parents podcast, the weekly podcast by parents who game for those who do the same, where each week we discuss all things gaming whilst raising little ones. Now, every Friday you can listen and see your old dads talk video games on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So please subscribe to us on YouTube if you're not there already so you don't miss our mugs. And if you want to be part of the podcast, just come say hello. Share your thoughts with us at pixelparents.bsky.social on Blue Sky, or even write to us at pixelparentspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, join our free Patreon so you don't miss an episode, chat with the community and get bonus shows. All free at patreon.com/pixelparents. And if you're not on Patreon, you can leave a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. Share this podcast online with your friends. Whatever you do, it really does help us out. So thank you to everybody that joins us each and every week and continues to do so. But with that out of the way, Scott, we have got some games that we have been playing and we need to talk about them. So who wants to go first? Shall you go first, sir?
I'll go first.
Yes.
I'll start off small and then we'll get to the biggie. But
A crescendo of games. I love it.
crescendo of game, an absolute glutton of games. Hades 2 continues to impress. Getting near the end of it, but don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Finished Baby Steps.
Oh, okay.
Finished it. Phenomenal, Liam.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Absolute no
Wow.
notes. A game that has made me so frustrated, but has also created such heartfelt moments in it.
Mhm.
Didn't expect it at all this year, but an absolutely incredible experience, and one that I would say is necessary, genuinely necessary. It's got everything in it, and I think that it's worth having a look at. But the one game that I want to talk about, Liam, and you alluded to it in the intro, I want to discuss a small game called Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, where to start with Ninja Gaiden 4, Liam? I will start with this. I finished it. I devoured it. And I mean, literally fucking sprinted through this game. Naruto ran through it. But
Love that.
my initial thoughts were, if this game had been released when I was a teenager, I think that this would have been my entire personality. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has PS3 game written all over it, and that's not a knock to it. It's just got that edgy tone to it that only comes with like Linkin Park or like Limp Bizkit at the time. It's just got that vibe to it.
Hybrid theory energy.
Oh mate, it's a hybrid theory, yeah. It's not now. Ninja Gaiden isn't a series known for incredible storytelling or narrative. You know, it's not that game, and I'm happy to say that Ninja Gaiden 4 carries on that legacy. It doesn't blow anyone away with its story, but it's a story told from the perspective of Yakumo. He is a ninja from the Raven clan who's trying to cleanse the world by destroying the Dark Dragon. Now, once you finally make your way through 4 million tutorials through the beginning of the game, it starts with you having to fulfill a prophecy of killing a priestess, and so on, and so on. Basically, if you've played a video game, you've played the story to this video game. It doesn't do anything groundbreaking at all, but I don't think that's necessary here. And I say this a little bit later, but story doesn't blow you away. The level design isn't incredible either. You know, if I'm being fair to it, it's fine. It does the job, but if the goal here is just to run through into combat encounter after combat encounter, that's your fucking 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? It's the best game ever. It's beautiful. The game is gorgeous to look at. And it is like, there's moments in it where you get to a vista and it's like, my God, this game is amazing looking. There's even wee moments in the middle of the game where it's like, you're in a place that doesn't really make sense, but it's cool as fuck. And it has, so we're talking about this hybrid theory, Liam, you know, talking about Linkin Park, but this game has more in common with Sonic the Hedgehog than you might think.
Right, okay. I'm intrigued.
You're sprinting everywhere. And I mean, you are running 1,000,000 miles an hour at every single moment. You're sliding, you're jumping, wall running, everything. You're grinding rails the whole time, basically. It's fucking brilliant, like dodging trains, oncoming trains and stuff. It's class. And listening to heavy metal music as you do it. You know what I mean? It's great. It's a total roller coaster ride and just a total like, what's it, time travel to an earlier time where this was normal. This was the game that was released every single fucking week. But it also contains some of the most schlocky and edgy dialogue that you will ever hear. Yakumo himself has the greatest voice talent. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, he says fuck off at one point, but it's like, fuck off. It's like, yes, man, I'm fucking loving this shit. And these are all just like sidebars to the reason why we all play Ninja Gaiden games, and that's for its combat. And the combat is the single greatest part of this whole experience, which I don't think can be shocking, seeing as it's a game co-developed by Team Ninja and Platinum Games. I mean, they've made a few action games in their past, so they've got a little bit of experience with this, and it does not fail to hit. It's fluid, it's fun, it's fast, and it's fucking brutal at points. Brutal in difficulty, brutal in, in effect, brutal in just the way that you actually play this game and the blood and stuff like that and gore and stuff. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into spoiler territory with combat and stuff because it is spoilery ish. But
Mhm.
by the end of this game, you are chaining together combos in the hundreds, maybe even reaching the thousands. And you're probably not even using half of the upgrade options in there. Do you
Right.
know what I
Okay.
mean? Like you have your specific moves that you like doing, and you might leave out other ones. Um, and it's fine. The game just it's so fluid, and you can move through it from bit to bit to bit. It's incredible, and it rewards you for it. Every combat encounter gives you ninja coins that you use to upgrade, your character's moveset.
Mhm.
Um, the way that you upgrade it is you go to this raven with a blinking red eye. You talk to that raven, it squawks, and then this mad ninja just drops down and talks to you. It's like, fucking hell, man. They've thought of
That
everything
sounds
here.
cool.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool. You've also got other resources for weapon skills, and they upgrade your weapons rather than the moves. It's just the
Mhm.
weapons themselves. But it gives you loads of things to tinker with for you to make this game your own.
Yeah.
Um, one of the sort of more interesting options that I found in it was that you can disable or enable certain upgrades as well. So there was a point in it where I was hitting X and A at the same time, X and square for the uninitiated,
Yeah.
and it was doing a move that I didn't want. So I could disable that one move, and I was getting this other move every single time. So it was like not annoying me as I was going through it. But the combat itself is the high point of this game, and I
Yeah.
think that in the year 2025, we say the year of our Lord 2025, I think it's fine to have an action game with great combat and not a great storyline. I think that that's okay. Um, I think that there's only so many Expedition 33s out there. There's only so many
Oh.
Death Stranding 2s out there. You can't have
Yeah.
them all. Sometimes you just want chewing gum. You want a sticky toffee pudding for dinner. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like you just want to have it and
An elite
enjoy the
pudding.
sweetness. You just want to enjoy the sweetness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's okay. I think for me that I would want personally. I think that for story wise, for me alone, I would have wanted a bit more from this. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Mhm.
it's paint by number stuff on this, but when you remember that we're talking about games from Team Ninja and Platinum Games, you know what to expect. it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Of
it's not
course.
going to be BAFTA award winning or anything like that.
No.
Um, but I think by the end of it, the hour count was about 15 hours, and it felt like nothing.
Yeah.
Genuinely felt like nothing. There was no points in the game where I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Do you know what I mean? Like, going to hurry up and finish this. Um, I think that there was a moment throughout where some of the combat encounters they're plentiful, and I say that as a good thing and a bad thing, where you're moving from combat encounter to combat encounter within 30 seconds, and it's like, give me a fucking minute, let me just experience the world, let me actually move around the scene for a minute before I can
Yeah.
do anything else. But that's just the bloat. I think that it's just throw it all in there and give them so many things to do. And to be honest with you, it's fine because the combat's class. If the
Yeah.
combat was pish, we'd be having a different conversation. And the fact that you can skip them, you can just run past them, and it doesn't, penalise you for doing it. It's fine. It's great. Like that's
Yeah.
cool. One of the other criticisms that I'd have is the utilisation of Ryu Hayabusa.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've been talking about this game for potentially about 5 minutes now, and it's the first time I've mentioned his name, which is sacrilege.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the way that this game goes, to be honest with you. Granted, this is Platinum's effort at Ninja Gaiden, and Yakumo was their boy, the
Yeah.
golden
Yeah.
child of their game, and that's cool. But making a Ninja Gaiden game and having like Ryu in there as a side character, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But I can get it, so that's okay with me. But regardless, this is a game that has transported me to being 16 years old again, and I love being there. Not
Yeah.
having the adult responsibilities and cares. There was a great 15 hours. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of taught me that it kind of reminded me that games don't always have to have this ridiculous ambitious scope. Don't always have to be games as a service or massive open worlds.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes it is just spending 15 hours decapitating demons, listening to metal music, and that's what I like about Ninja Gaiden 4.
So
With its with its advantages and disadvantages, because I think you're going to ask me for a number here.
Yeah.
I think this does a lot of things really well, but I think it also fails in a lot of different ways. So for me, I'll probably give this game a 7.
Okay, yeah,
It's a good
good.
game. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
waxing lyrical on it, it's a good game. I don't think it's a great title, which is why it's not an 8. If there was a 0.5 in there, Liam, I'd have potentially gone for a 7.5, but we don't do that here.
No,
Sticking by our standards here. So
the
it's a
hard
7.
calls.
It's a 7 all day, and
Okay, yeah.
I do think it's, if you've got Game Pass, if you were waiting for the Outer Worlds 2, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's a game that you could have picked up and played. But as I say, it's a 15-hour romp, and sometimes you just need that.
Oh, excellent. I think it is on the list for something to check out, because I'm trying to get the juice for the squeeze out of that Game Pass subscription, because you're bang on Outer Worlds 2. That's just out at time of recording. So by the time this goes live, we will probably both be playing that, I'd imagine. You're going to check it out, Scott, this week?
Yeah, probably, aye.
Aye. So, I mean, Ninja Gaiden 4, though, there has been a lot of games been added to the service this past couple of weeks, which is good. So I think we said that last week. It's a good time to dip in and then dip back out. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on those subscriptions and they don't add up. But yeah, no, that's awesome, though, man. Listen, 7, good. That's what you want. If every game you played was a 7, you played nothing but good games. So, I mean, yeah, that's good, man. And I'm with you. Not every game has to be a pure 10 out of 10 experience. There has to be space for that in between, because sometimes that's all you want. I like to call them weekend games. Like a Friday night.
100%, aye.
Friday night jam, you know what I mean? Just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to stick this on. I might have a beer or something and just chill with it and not pay too much attention.
It's perfect for that. I tell you, it took me back to a moment in time that I'd forgotten about in the past, and it's just that it's a PS3 game, Liam, with PS5, Xbox Series X graphics. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's excellent.
I used to love that, man. Like, especially early on when there's a younger man working, and you could be like 17 or something like that, and you get home from a shift, it's Friday night, you might have on the way in the town went to Game Station or something like that, and just looked at the 20 quid offerings, picked up a game, go home, and it's like, right, cool, that's me for the weekend, and I'm just going to play something, whether it's good or bad, I don't really care. There's a few howlers on there, some of which we might come to later.
I told you I made notes. I told you I made actual notes.
Notes for days, man. No, it's very, very thorough. Very thorough. Well done. Appreciate the review. Any other games you've been playing before I dive into the ones I've been touching?
So I did try out Ball Pit, Liam.
Right.
I just don't get it. I don't understand the fascination with it. I am very early on. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not even an hour, 2 hours.
Right. Give it time. Give it time.
It's I think it's just because I want to play Hades. Do you know what I mean?
That won't help. Yeah.
And my eagerness to finish Final Fantasy Tactics, finish Ninja Gaiden 4 has led to me dropping off Ninja Gaiden. My God, Scott,
goodbye.
Has led to me dropping off Final Fantasy Tactics for a bit, but I was playing it this afternoon, and making progress, and it's starting to get juicy. So expect to hear a wee bit more about that in the future.
Lovely, I can't wait. Well, I will kick things off then with what I've been playing this week, because it's been we've been busy bees, because it's the middle of silly season, and we're getting towards the end of it now, which I'm pleased to say. But we've still got a big backlog a mile long. But Ghost of Yoti finished. I'm going to keep this brief because I've talked about it the past couple of weeks. I'm going to give it a 9, Scott. I'm going to say it's a must-play experience on the PlayStation 5. Surpasses Tsushima, thanks to it being a punchier revenge tale. I think Atsu's a much more likeable lead, and it just has this rich and organic approach to open world gaming, which I really appreciate, to be fair. The world itself, beautiful. It's just engrossing every minute of it. And extra point there because it showcases the PS5 Pro superbly, which is always a good thing. That's a rarity. And I would say, criticism-wise, the combat I felt did get a bit repetitive due to what I would feel was quite limited animations, but it still feels engaging in the moment. So rough with the smooth type thing with that. I would say, all in all, to sum it up, I'd say Ghost of Yoti, for me, after playing and finishing that, it's cemented Sucker Punch as one of those premier developers at PlayStation Studios. They've created a sequel here that just went one better, and one better than the impressive first instalment in their anthology that they're building here. And they've displayed a level of restraint that's often missed in these big, huge open world epic games. As I mentioned, Atsu is a lead. I think she's a triumph. I think she's a instant PlayStation icon that's been born here. The whole samurai Western revenge tale just fits better here. And it is what is one of the PlayStation 5's essential must-play games, I would say. Even the most brainwashed will struggle to admit that this is anything other than an excellent game. So yeah, 9 out of 10 on our scale, which means it's outstanding all day long. So pleased with that. Pleased that we finally got that one out the road. Scott, you just keep on toggling that mute. I'll just keep things
I'm
going here.
just my wife is trying to get our dog into the living room because she keeps on farting upstairs, and she was just rattling through like rattling through like a dog treats thing just to get her down.
Oh god.
We're safe now. We're safe, but it's good to hear with Yoti because it's my Christmas game, which I'll get to soon.
I think you've picked a good one there, Scott, and it's one I'm going to be chipping away at the platinum.
There's two.
I'm not rushing it.
There's 2 Christmas games for me this year, Liam, and I'm buzzing to tell you about them. But what do you think for the future of Sucker Punch? Then, do you think that they'll continue down the Ghost franchise, or do you think it'll be something completely different?
I think they'll want to move away from it, but knowing PlayStation Studios and their kind of routine output, it wouldn't surprise me if they have one other Ghost tale in them, but it's not for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's anybody's guess. I mean, I don't know anybody there. I would love to see them do it. I think the way in which they've gone about this sequel, it's been very impressive to me. Whereas Tsushima, its biggest criticism is that it was a solid ass 8 out of 10 game. But it's like, it felt like there was a ceiling to it, whereas this, it felt like there was a confidence to what they were trying to do, and the vision just felt a little bit more clearer. And I think it is down to the small things, like the revenge tale fits it better.
Yeah.
And Atsu as a character, I just found was just a lot more engaging than Jin Sakai, who wasn't a bad character, but he was just very one note. So it was great, and I'm really looking forward to just having those little platinum sessions. And I'm taking my time with it. With Tsushima, I just battered it to get the platinum, but I suppose it helps to have other games to play to slow that down. Speaking of which, I've also been playing Dispatch over the past week now. Played through episodes 1 and 2. Episodes 3 and 4 will be available at the time of recording. They're actually gone live now. So wherever you are, you can play the first 4 episodes on there. But for those unfamiliar, it's an episodic adventure game by Ad Hoc Studios, so it's made up of industry vets from Telltale, Ubisoft, and Night School, who did Obra Dinn, for example. Pedigree there immediately clear. So if you're fans of The Walking Dead or other Telltale-like games, you're going to feel right at home here. It stars the likes of Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey. In this game, you're going to be playing as Robert Robertson, voiced by the titular Aaron Paul, who does a fantastic job, I have to say. It doesn't just sound like Jesse from Breaking Bad. But Robert Robertson is your guy's name, aka Mecha Man. And basically, the premise here, you find yourself thrust into going from the world of crime fighting in this super-powered LA to taking charge of a team of misfits. They're kind of like ex-villains at this place called the Superhero Dispatch Network, the SDN. So it's kind of billed as like a workplace comedy. Episodes 1 and 2, I have to say, walked away. I was quite impressed. And I'm quite buzzing to get back to the next 2 this week. It's definitely succeeded in creating this kind of weekly episodic buzz, which is what they're clearly going for. The game itself, gorgeous. It's very akin to the likes of Invincible, if you're a fan of that. It doesn't play or handle like a Telltale game traditionally would. Sure, there's some choices in here, of course, and there's QTEs, which you can turn off if you wanted to play it in cinematic mode, but you're not controlling Robert by walking around an environment. The choices here are pretty much immediate, and it keeps things breezing along at a tight pace, which some of the other older Telltale games, which I was a fan of, lacked the moments, I have to say. It just gets to those choices a little bit quicker. Gameplay-wise, there's also the crux of it, the dispatch sections, right? And they're quite fun. So it's essentially like a management simulation where you're going to be, the crimes will pop up on your screen and you're assigning heroes, and they've all got their own little attributes. So you need to pick the best hero for the job, and then they keep popping up. So it kind of gets a little bit hectic, and it feels alive and kinetic thanks to just working within a time frame and there's always these little pepperings of quite funny VO lines coming from the team of heroes who don't quite like you at first, but I'm assuming that's going to change. The characters on that note, very likeable. Love the tone here, I have to say. Biggest criticism, though, I did feel myself at first kind of been like, I'm getting a wee bit sick of the edgelord superhero take, things like The Boys and Deadpool. It's like very much a small dose thing. I don't know. I think it's much more difficult to create a very good superhero tale without having to go blue. You don't have to work blue, Scott, right? That's what they say. But that's basically it. It just feels like it's been done.
This is a hill you die on. Like,
it is. It's a hill I'll die on. But it's true, though. I think, there's just something, I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like I'm in Forbidden Planet and there's just a bunch of snarky old dudes just kind of like swearing for the sake of it with superhero toys, and I'm like, it's just a bit cringe. That's the tone I get. Hence why I'm still watching The Boys in small doses. I'm like, right, okay, I get it. Anyhow, I digress. There is going to be lots of swearing. There's violence. There's some nudity. Lots of adult situations that has already been on display in episodes 1 and 2. But I feel like they got the tone right. It wasn't too much. It kept the cringe at bay, which I was pleased with. And the characters, I definitely felt like you were connecting with them. I want to find out more, and I want to see what happens next in the story. What I would say, that's probably the biggest praise. There's a lot of heart in the performances which carry it. The likes are all the leads are so likeable. Getting my words all jumbled up tonight. But I would say biggest criticism is that it does tend to blur the lines between TV and video games further than what I've seen. To the point I was thinking, this could and maybe should just be a TV show. The dispatch sections, cool as what they are, much I enjoyed them, they could easily have just been whipped out, and that is the fat. I feel like that's the fat in the game. I have to admit, that was my gut feel, but there's just enough, I'd say, for this to be a game. Episodic gaming, it appears, is back for now. I will report back as time goes on with the verdict. I'll try my best to see if I can somehow keep up to date with the episodes by the time we record. I doubt I will, but we'll try our best. But there was a lot of incredibly high praise for it, which pulled me in. And I would say I'm not walking away thinking after episodes 1 and 2, this is like a 10 out of 10. For me, I'd give it a solid 7 right now, but that's unfair to kind of judge it based on the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It was a good start. Will it move into the great? We'll see, but I'll report back, Scott.
I'll tell you what would make that game great.
What?
Having never played it before. Lee Everett.
Yeah.
Put him in it.
I mean, listen.
Clementine will remember that.
Clementine will remember that indeed. God, man, I remember playing that on Christmas Day of all things. Like
playing it in your phone. Aye.
It's
ridiculous time.
Took me ages to kind of get into that. But that's what it is, It was a fantastic game in the end, but not one to play on Christmas Day. Yes, there's another game, Scott. I've been keeping the best till last here, and I'm trying my best to breeze through this because this is a chunky episode. But Scott, greatness is here.
Oh God, right.
And it is PowerWash Simulator 2. It's here, Scott. And what a week it's been. Praise be to the PowerWash. A religious experience. It delivers exactly what I want, which is the cozy Zen experience of the year. It's here, Scott, and it's clean. Time literally just washes away before your very eyes, Scott. What can I say? It's every bit as relaxing and as chill as you want. And I'm playing this on Switch too, so I'm getting the best of both worlds. Wherever I go, I can have my PowerWash experience. So that has been the thinking here, and boy, has it paid off. So I nearly got it on PS5. I thought about picking up on Game Pass, but I thought that's not going to be permanent. So I'm pleased to say, runs brilliantly on Switch too. No hiccups.
Not surprised.
The routine of playing at night, just going to my bed whilst reading a book, I'm sitting there just cleaning the world, cleaning away my problems in life. And I have to say, man, all joking aside, I can't recommend it enough. If you want a relaxing game, which I think we all need in our very busy lives and complicated lives, please do pick it up. Just please treat yourself to it. It's £20. It's everywhere. It's on PC, PS5, Xbox, Switch. It is something that I think we all just need. And we talked about that, just like you said. Not all games need to be these big bombast things. There's just something about it which is just almost I would liken it to like an adult colouring book in reverse. You know what I mean? A lot of people would say like colouring in and it can just help people zone out. But this is you're taking away stuff and you're filling the colour in that way. Stick on a podcast, just sit, chill, listen to us while you're playing PowerWash Simulator 2. And if you are doing that, good on you. Good on you. I would say game of the year, 10 out of 10, Scott.
Listen,
fantastic.
In jest, I do joke with you about, being anti PowerWash man here, but listen, we all have our vices. Do you know what I mean?
We do.
It's not harming anyone, so keep doing it.
Telling you, man, 10 out of 10 experience. I love it. And you have to take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because I am, an acolyte of the PowerWash ways, a religious Zen experience. But I digress. There's other games as well, Scott, and I'll round this up really quickly. Ball Pit, whatever we're calling it, that's still featuring heavily in my rotation of games. Absolutely love it still. Great pick up and play effort. That's where that is going to sit and remain. Been playing Keeper as well. I'm about midway through, but my son oddly enjoys watching me play it. So I've been keeping it for that, which I kind of get because of the whole vibe of it. I'm not ready to really talk more at length about it, but I'll see. But I'm taking my time with it because that seems to be something he likes to watch me play, so fair enough. Hades 2, need to say more. One thing I did fail in this week, Scott, was Jurassic World Evolution 3. I literally only got 10 minutes with it. Something's got to give, there's just too many games. I was all set to sit and play it with my son. We're going to build out our dinosaur park together. But plans changed. People come visit, Scott, and you can't control that, so I had to turn that off, and I felt really bad because he was buzzing. But
disgusting, they should have known.
I know. But, what are you going to do? But yeah, up next, Outer Worlds 2. And that kind of clears everything up for me right now, man.
To be honest with you, yeah, we're obviously going to have a discussion about it, very soon, but it is the next on my list. To be honest with you, there's not loads of things there, so well, it's the next big one. Anyway,
we've got something new up our sleeve. Before we do go on to that, Scott, I thought I would touch on, because there's a lot of old gamers out there like ourselves who are listening, and they probably heard the news, but Halo is back, baby. It's back. And question I want to ask, Scott, and it's an obvious question for you, but it's really just, let's try and tap out the consensus. Halo campaign Evolved. It's coming back. It's a remake on Unreal Engine 5 of the Halo Combat Evolved campaign, and it's coming to PlayStation for the first time, PlayStation 5 next year in 2026, as well as Xbox Game Pass, Xbox and PC. It is a ground-up remake. It's a campaign. It has co-op. It does not have the multiplayer in that as well. Big question here, because I know this will be news to a lot of fellow gamers listening, because Halo's a big part of many gamers' nostalgia, including myself. But do we care? That's the question. Big question, as I always like to ask you, but do we care, Scott? I know you.
I don't want to speak for you, Liam, but I don't care at all. It's obviously the worst kept secret in gaming since the Switch 2. Like, it's been coming,
Yep.
Granted, I do think that there will be people out there excited about the prospect of playing it on the PlayStation. Some of that novelty might wear off with the Gears, whatever it is, but especially due to this now being given more attention, though, with enhanced level design, upgrades to cinematics, visuals, and this new missions or something to do with like prequel missions or something like that to do with whatever it is. I'm not the Halo guy, so I could not care less, but I'm not where my interest in this lies. So I'm not interested. That's because the Master Chief Collection is there. What I'm more interested in, Liam, is what this means for Xbox as a whole. Xbox, the company who has not been out of the news in the last week. Now, I do not want to get into a discussion here, Liam, and I'm laying this point out. I do not want to get into this discussion about the console war, because Donald Trump has sorted that out. and
Well, yeah.
GameStop said that he sorted it out. So that's pin on that.
Yep.
Don't have to talk about it. Xbox has been taken. There's no such thing as no such thing as bad publicity thing a bit too seriously this this last few weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Sarah Bond, Matt Booty, Satya Nadella coming out and literally just shitting all over everything. Do you know what I mean? What is it Sarah Bond was saying about it's going to be a premium high powered device the next Xbox?
Yeah, we talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah, Matt Booty said about how competition isn't in consoles anymore, it's to do with TikToks and movies. And Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, agreeing with that. For me, this, and even the comments from the Halo, I want to say the Halo director or whatever it is, saying that, you know, its home is now on PlayStation as well. Do you know what I mean? Like future games are on PlayStation too. It's like, where do you hang your hat now? Where does Xbox hang its hat? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is it the console or is it fucking for everyone now? And I think that that's the confusing part for me. Chris Dring, I told you, Liam, I'll get fucking notes. Chris Dring at the game business said it best for me, right? Because this whole chat, everything about anything that Xbox does bad, Halo coming to PlayStation now, in about 10, 15 years ago, that would have been big news. But
Yeah.
Halo and John Halo and John Master Chief are not, they're not the mascots that they once were. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they're still the mascot for Xbox, but they're nowhere near as important as they used to be. But Chris
Yeah.
String said the console war of old may be over, but it's just been replaced by a far bigger, multifaceted platform battle. And it's so true. Like
Yeah.
we're no longer just facing this PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. It's now PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, fucking Roblox, TikTok, Instagram, fucking Netflix, everything just
It's the
thrown
war
at
of
her.
attention. That's really what it is, isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, 100%. But long story short, Liam, right? Because I went off on a wee bit of a tangent there, but
Just like do your thing.
this is I think this is the sign of the first major step in this whole process, that this new strategy that's been adopted for Xbox, where you can play anywhere. Play anywhere means that you can play a PlayStation now. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to play Xbox games on a PlayStation, that's fine. Like, I don't think that there has to be this tribalism with it anymore. And I
No.
think that Xbox are doing that really well, to be honest with you. I think I want to shit on them because I own an Xbox Series X, but I think that if you're from the outside looking in, being able to play games where you want to play them is great. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're an Xbox diehard and you've been shitting on PlayStation and PCs your whole life, you better be thinking of some excuses to kind of walk back those statements, because you've got a long way to go back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's all very, very good marketing at the end of the day. They've just released their first ever, handheld PC device which can play everywhere. So, of course, it makes perfect sense for big corporate now to be basically pushing that message. And I firmly believe that it's not going to change. It's not going to, they're going to pivot it. I think what they're trying to do is have their cake and eat it. And they'll still release a console, but they're probably going to try and push you more onto this new device, which is supposed to be a console/PC hybrid. I mean, if that has Steam access on it, it's game over. It really is, because it's like, me personally, it's like, buy that over the handheld version, which is still limited. But I still love my Series X. I mean, the best thing they could do is just, if they were serious about it, they'd release a big ass update, and Steam is on the Series X as well as on new console at launch. They'd do that. I mean, it'd be stupid because they wouldn't be selling much the new ones. But if they're wanting to kind of win this war, that's how they do it. This whole play anywhere, put up or shut up. But in terms of the Halo situation, I am the Halo guy on this show, and I found myself not caring, just because it was one remake too many.
Yeah.
And that was the big question of why. And this is like, they need to stick the landing with it. And I think it is, if anything, a brand visibility piece. This is largely going to appeal to the nostalgia gamers such as myself. I will play it on Game Pass. I won't buy it on the PlayStation 5 because...
Are they saying it's a £70 title or something as well?
Yeah.
I was listening to Kind of Funny. It was Tim and Mike were saying it's a $70 premium title for a campaign. It's like, fuck that.
I'm sorry, and I will speak for every other gamer out there that buys games with cash. you're on glue if you think that you're getting 70 quid out of us for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might look shinier, it's just not worth it in the package. Get it on Game Pass if you can. If not, wait till it comes down in price. Do not pay £70 for that campaign. Even if you are the biggest diehard.
Because
Get
it
the
was
Master
shite
Chief
then.
Collection.
It's just going to be even worse now.
Nah,
We're getting into the territory of The Last of Us now, Liam, though. How many times are you going to remake Halo?
That's it. But I mean, it's just an interesting one. You know, the answer to that is they're going to keep doing it because you'd imagine Halo 2 would be up next, and then they've not put the multiplayer in because of what happened with the Master Chief Collection, and they really can't. Fuck this. It's felt to me like a PR exercise using the big mascot boy to kind of lead them out into this kind of multi-platform future.
Yeah.
What that means for Xbox is that them just almost being like a software provider. Yeah, I mean, does it make something like a ROG Ally X more appealing? Not really, to be honest with you, because it's like it's still that price thing, and that's the thing they're still not reading the room on. And I come back to that with like the $70 Halo thing. It's like you link this back to the news where they were having to make like that 30% profit margin or accountability margin. At Microsoft Gaming, it all kind of adds up. That this Activision merger that they had, well, the acquisition of Activision, should I say, has proven to be one of the most costly and impactful things that's happened in the industry. And yeah, we're going to continue to see Xbox still to make a lot of weird, wacky, and disruptive decisions because they're not winning. So really, the only thing the card you've got to play aside from getting out of the business is to disrupt the market. You know, is to really try and disrupt it, and they are succeeding in that, I would say. But they're not doing anything innovative. They're just doing something that I think is a wee bit overdue. Meanwhile, I think PlayStation is going to be like Nintendo, and the two of them will just sit there and just be steady and putting their stuff out. And you know what? People will still turn up for that. The same way we go out and we'll buy like a Switch 2 or something, it's like, I get my Nintendo games there. PlayStation, no, there's the living example. We can just do that. Well, Xbox are giving us games anyway. And then, who knows, they might end up on a Switch 2. Who knows where it's going, but I digress, Scott. But I think we should move on to the next segment, so I'm going to hand over to yourself because it's something new.
Oh my God, I should have the podcast document open, shouldn't I, at the exact same time as we're doing this? It's almost like I had been prepared for that, but I was just vamping a little bit because I was not paying attention. But this is the monthly games roundup. The biggest new releases you should actually care about. And we also want to let you know how you bag the best deal. So let's build our wish lists together. Liam, what are you looking forward to in the month of November?
Well, me, I'm just going to be the filthy casual. I'm looking forward to Black Ops 7. You know, it's November. There's not really much else in there off the top of my head. There is other games, of course. I think like between that and Terminator 2D No Fate. Want to take a wee look at that? But yeah, that's the. In fact, there's a few in there, but I suppose leading the charge. I'm looking at it and I'm like, Luminous Arise as well. No, but that's probably leading the charge for me. What about yourself, Scott?
November's a welcome relief, to be honest with you. It's a tonic for this month because it's been, it's been horrendous. But Black Ops 7, same as yourself, excited to get boots on the ground, get killed a lot. Demon School, fucking cannot wait. I've been waiting for this game for ages. And Silksong had to come out and fucking ruin it for everyone. And like yourself, Terminator 2D No Fate, trailers for that look absolutely phenomenal. Talking about being transported back in time with Ninja Gaiden 4, take me further back with fucking Terminator 2D. Scary wait, man.
Absolutely. We do have a list, Scott, you want to go through that gives a quick rundown of when and what and when's coming out?
We do indeed. So Liam has so generously compiled a list of games that we think you should be keeping an eye on for this month. So we've got, first of all, Age of Empires 4th Anniversary Edition on the 4th of November coming to PS5. Is that already out on other consoles as well, I'm sure?
I have no earthly idea.
I think it came out on Xbox. If it did, give me a shout out for that, but we'll just make stuff up then. Football Manager returns after taking a break last year. Again, that's also out on the 4th on PC, Xbox, and PS5 as well. Is that one you'll maybe have a look at?
Oh, me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We'll make come to that in a minute. But yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got 1,000 times resist, or 1,000x resist, depending on who you speak to. That's out on the 4th as well, coming to PC and Xbox with PS5 as well. That was a game that came out last year on. No, it's coming to Xbox and PS5. That was a game that came out last year on Switch and PC. Done really well, a lot of hype around it, so want to keep an eye out for. On the 5th of November, we have Cairn, coming to PS5 and PC. Absolutely no idea what that is. Is that the climbing one?
I believe so, yeah.
There we go. I do remember things. Then we've got one for Liam here, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment on the 6th, coming to Switch too. I've always been surprised that neither of us have got into these games.
I think it is just more like, do we have the time? That's probably the big thing for me when I look at that game. It's like, I'm tempted. I like the cut of your jib, Hyrule Warriors, but...
Is it not more tempting because it's canon events to the story?
Yeah, for me personally, I'm a lore fiend, but
so
I just don't know. And they never come down in price, so I can't
it's a fucking
test out the last one.
It's an absolute nightmare. I'll have a look for something for you once we finish here, Liam. Don't you worry. And then obviously on the 11th, Lumines Arise, coming to PS5 and PC. Hoping to God I said that correctly because I wanted to say Lumens, but kind of Tetris effecty. Also returning Lumines, whatever it is. It looks cool. It looks like the kind of game that might give me epilepsy or a headache. So I might give the one a miss, but I know that you're absolutely shitting yourself over it. So
yeah. I'm it's one of those ones where I'm, just dabble. I'm going to see how the other things shake out around it. Because if I've got the wiggle room, I'll pick it up at launch. If not, maybe a Christmas game.
You're definitely picking that up.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
One that I've not actually heard of, but you put it on the list, Goodnight Universe.
Yes,
on the 11th, PS5, Xbox, PC, and Switch 2. Tell me more about that.
Long story short, lovely indie game, but you're playing as a baby with psychic powers. Looks absolutely fantastic. Just something I think that's been doing the rounds a lot of the indie showcases over the past year. So yeah, keep my eye on that one. Hopefully, I might just pick that one up. So again, doesn't look like it's going to be too long, but yeah, really excited to check that one out.
And it's keeping on the the pretense set by Hideo Kojima by putting more babies in games. So
absolutely
can't be angry about that. On the 13th, Yakuza Kiwami joins us on Switch 2. A fucking phenomenal game. Kiwami 2 is better though, so you might want to wait for that. I can't remember if they come out at the same time or they're staggered, but Kiwami 1 is on the 13th. Don't ask me when Kiwami 2 is because I can't be asked looking it up. Anno 117, Anno 117 PAX Romania. What the hell is that? On the 13th? Is that like a... Is that one of those RTA? Nice. Yeah. Right, real-time strategy games. Coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC. A game with a name like that, it needs to explain itself a wee bit better to me. And then you've got the big one on the 14th with Call of Duty Black Ops 7, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Unfortunately, you're going to have to listen to me and Liam wax lyrical about this game when it comes out.
Can I just for a second, like, one of the main things that I'm looking forward to here, Scott, right? And I sincerely mean this, is I thoroughly enjoy just a little multiplayer bubble that we're in when a new COD comes out, and that's the main attraction here. The game is just kind of like my side dish, but that is what I'm really looking forward to. And, Black Ops 6 was fantastic, so, hey, let's just see. And maybe we can finally put the sword to a lot of this, Battlefield hyperbole that I'm seeing.
I hope that Black Ops 7 doesn't hit the heights purely because I want to see how they come out with the next one on the back of Battlefield 6 doing so well.
Yeah.
Ish, I think.
Well, you know why it's done so well?
I don't know why.
The time in between.
Oh, well,
if only game publishers knew that is the case, instead of just releasing things annually. Just maybe if they take their time and just let the people get hungry for a new release, they do well. Anyway, on you go.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. There's a game that I've never opened, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, on the 14th, coming to Switch and Switch 2. I'm sure that game will run excellently on Switch. Cough, cough. Right. For all you VR fans, MetaQuest owners, you are going to be given Deadpool VR on the 18th. If you hadn't had enough of, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, and all that bollocks, then, you can
Well,
now live out that
here's
experience.
here's Neil Patrick Harris doing his best Ryan Reynolds impression.
Pain. Ryan Reynolds is an absolute pain in the arse. Like,
I know.
it's so sad that Deadpool is an interesting character and he's fun because fucking Ryan Reynolds. As I say, Demon School coming on the 19th. To basically everywhere you play games, you can get it. PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Series X, PC, and Switch. I will be buying that game on Switch, and I will be fucking devouring it. I might even buy it on PS5 as well because I'm greedy. But it harkens to the Persona series, even early Persona as well. And I cannot wait. All the publishers have been really, really vocal on Blue Sky, and looks very interesting. I had to change the name of this one on the list because you wrote Kirby Air Raiders, and I was like,
Well,
is that what it's called?
Raiders.
Is it that what it's called? What'd you call him? Who is it that makes it?
Sakurai.
Sakurai would be at your front door, kicking it down. He didn't stream for 2 hours telling you about this game, but you spell its name wrong.
What?
It's
shite.
fucking lot of pish. It's coming out on the 20th. A lot of its features look very similar to Super Smash Brothers. Every single time I see it, I'm like, that's the windscreen from Super Smash Brothers, but I'm not going to buy it, so someone else will.
Put it this way, right? I showed my 5-year-old son this, and even he said it was boring. He asked me to turn off the direct.
There you go. If you're going to play a Kirby game, play The Forgotten Land. Or so people say, because I've not played it. On the 20th, you've got Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. That comes to PS5. Was Stalker 2 the massive one that came out on Xbox last year?
I believe so.
Because it's I've downloaded it maybe 3 or 4 times in the last 12 months.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Because it looks class and it looks like something I could get involved with, but then I just don't have the time to devote to it. But if you've got the drive for a Stalker game, this could be the one for you. Ukrainian developers, I'm sure, took them a long time to get the game out because of goddamn Russians. So
big love to them.
Yeah, good job getting that out. And as we said before, Terminator 2D No Fate coming on the 26th. Fucking reliving the stories of your past. Old Super Nintendo games. Looks phenomenal. Plays even better. And the music and everything that it's showing off in trailers is just outstanding. So cannot wait for it. And again, that'll be a game that lives on the Switch. And I will enjoy my time with it when I play it.
Smashing. That kind of wraps everything up then?
That does wrap everything up, yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I've missed or anything like that.
Of course there is. There always is.
And I'm sure there'll be games that there were games that are announced and have changed dates, and games that haven't been announced yet. Shadow drops and everything as well. So
I mean, this is something we're going to introduce into the show just at the start of every month, just for the lovely listeners out there, just so that you've kind of got your eyes peeled on things that you might want to treat yourself to. But we will say is, just always be on the hunt for the best deal. Try not pay full price. Go to things like the game collection, get it a wee tenner off here and there, shop to, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Use the hustle.
Follow Wario64 on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Or Noble.
UK deals, all that stuff.
Everywhere.
Buy vouchers and PlayStation credit off Shop 2 for lesser.
How does it work? How does that work?
No idea. They must be selling at a loss or something, but the volume that they get, the amount of times that's basically stopped me from having to leave my house is fantastic. But so you can usually get things at the physical price, the digital version, by getting that little percentage difference by getting the vouchers from the Shop 2. Well, PlayStation get them from shop2.net. But yeah, 'tis the season. There's also Black Friday around the corner, which will happen this month. So if there is some games that we haven't mentioned that came out earlier this year, just be prepared for some sweet bargains, because they are coming. Disappointment alert, you're probably not going to get a big bargain and things that you really want, like probably the brand new games or like new consoles. But hey ho, well, I'll always be open to a surprise. But anything else you want to add, Scott?
I don't believe so, unless you want me to add anything. I'm not entirely sure.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's aye, it's it's a quieter month for games. I think a lot of the games that we're looking forward to are mostly indies,
Yeah.
and smaller titles. So hopefully we'll save a wee bit of money there. Check out Game Pass, check out PlayStation Plus because they might show up there as well. Unless it's Hyrule Warriors or Kirby Air Riders, because you are going to have to give blood
Yeah.
to buy those games on the cheap. So, yeah, that's your whack.
Excellent. Well,
But it is also a nice wee addition to it because it kind of sets people up for the month.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's coming out. And if you want any recommendations, then ask Liam because he knows more about things than I do.
But when it comes to hustling and you're trying to get some money saved, yes, every penny is a prisoner. Should say that, then wraps up the monthly roundup. But yeah,
Indeed, it does.
tell us anything we missed, where you found the best price. That's what I like to hear.
I know. So we're sorry we're not covering PC very much because that's just a whole other world that neither of us understand.
I don't think anybody wants to listen to a 10-hour podcast, you know. It's like, oh, you know, anime XXX simulators out this month. It's £3 on Steam. And you know what? A joke, but I bet you that's actually coming out this month and it's there. So someone search it, tell me if I'm right or wrong on Steam. Now, before we move on to the main topic, if you enjoy the show and you want to support us, you can, and it won't cost you a penny. So join our free Patreon community. Visit patreon.com/Pixel Parents for every show, chats, and bonus shows, including side quests with Scott and more for free all the time. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube as well. So visit youtube.com/@Pixel Parents Podcast. You can get everything there. It's all free. It's all fabulous. All you have to do is just hit join or subscribe. That'd be lovely. But it's time we move on, Scott. Now, it is, of course, day this goes live. It's Halloween. All Hallows Eve. It's, you know, terrifying. It's spooky. It's pumpkins on heat time. So, to get ourselves in the mood for this Halloween special, I thought this week's main topic should be our Gaming Hall of Shame 2025, Scott, because we've got them, and it is a big old pile that's brewing up there. So I thought it would be good fun for us to go through our gaming pile of shames.
Okay.
The games we have yet to play or beat that's there. Almost a little bit of a log audit, because it's about time, because we've mentioned it, but we haven't done an expose on it. How bad has the log got? Where is the shame? Scott, do you want to kick things off? Are you going to be brave enough?
I'll be brave.
We'll do one at a time.
Never shy of
the log,
sharing my log with people.
No Hall of Shame.
Starting off with games that I've yet to beat. One that I'll probably still be talking about this time next year. Hades 2 is on the list. Do you want me to go through a few? I'll go through my list and a few, and you can stop me if you want.
I'll
give you three. So Hades 2, Outer Wilds.
All right, yeah.
Still got to finish that. And Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. Still never finished it.
That one. Now hold on. That one that we're sticking on for a moment here. That one shocks me. Now you've let that one slip under the radar, because I just assumed it's like, yep, he's platinumed that and we've moved on. We don't need to discuss anymore. But wow.
I haven't got past the Ocelot fight.
Wow, really? What one?
Yeah,
the first one.
The first one.
Jesus. Okay.
I say Sokolov done this Operation Snake Eater bit and then beat Ocelot and then just stopped.
God,
I don't know what it was. I think it just came at the wrong time. I think that I got myself so excited about the fact that it was being remade that I forgot that I've played this game 4 million times in my past. So it's like they're remaking a game that I've played relentlessly. Do you know what I mean? So I just kind of fell off it. And I'm pretty sure there was another game that came out at the exact same time that I'd bought. So
very good for you.
There was a few there, so I probably played that. Yeah.
No, it was the start of silly season. I mean, I get it, but yeah, that's quite shameful for Scott Curry and his brand, Metal Gear Solid.
Sorry.
I'll give you three of mine. So the first one I've got here is a new edition. That's a shameful edition. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Scott.
Oh, you dirty bastard.
I had purchased this on a deal. I saw it was 50% off, and I thought, yeah, we'll just treat
What was
yourself.
that, £32 or something like that?
I absolutely kidding myself on, and it just sits there and it mocks me. One of the best games of the year, apparently, just sitting and as my secret shame on the menu bar, like just mocking me. And I thought, what a good way to kick off the Hall of Shame, because we've all done it. It's like best intentions, but also it was a bargain FOMO. So I'm like, man, that price is good. I need to leap now. And I know it'll be cheaper in January or whatnot, but it's there, and it is definitely something that I thought I could be out of Worlds 2, like the big games. I could do all this and then by December, maybe, it feels like a good time to jump into these type of RPGs this time of year. And, as much as I stand by it, I'm also like, what the fuck was I thinking? But yeah, this is a pile of shame, so that's what it's there to do. So I am ashamed that that's to kick things off. Next one for me is Indiana Jones, Order of the Giants DLC. I started it, but I just couldn't get to finishing it, and I do want to. And, great shame on that, because it was fantastic. It's, again, just came at the wrong time. There was so many other things, and it was this bottleneck, but shamefully, I feel like I should cheerlead that game continually as one of the believers in it. And there's many of us out there, but not enough. So I feel shame towards that. And the last one, as I said before here, the third one here, Jurassic World Evolution 3. But again, said it before, why, but I totally sprung in when I shouldn't have. Like you had mentioned, like with Metal Gear Solid, just getting carried away. And that might be the theme here, because I can't even blame the podcast, right? If we didn't have the podcast, I would have totally FOMO'd out and just jumped in anyway. And that's the shameful part. So we have a problem. But hey ho, this is advice. We're not golfing, we're not going to the pub or whatnot. This is advice, but this is the curse that we live with. But I just didn't have the time for it, but it's something I look forward to. That's a very different vibe, and unfortunately PowerWash Simulator 2 has eaten up that chill vibe, because that's what these Evolution games are all about, just sit and relax and managing your park. But yeah, give me your next three, Scott.
My next three, a big gaping hole in my list for this year, and especially when it comes down to Game of the Year conversations, is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
I bought it for £1, so I don't feel like I'm burned by it, but I feel the weight of playing it with my daughter, that I am tethered to that playthrough, that I cannot move, and it's finding the time to play it.
I have tips for you, Scott. I have tips, because it does support multiple saves, and as someone who toggles between them all the time, downside was there was save gate that happened where my son deleted the save. But that's what got me through. Whereas I had my own save, and it's still there after the the fire and brimstone. It's there, and he's now got the other two saves, so it's like that's just kind of been the backup. And that seems to have worked, man. But you'll find a rhythm, and do you know what? It's not a bad thing. Like, kind of going a game like that, I think is okay to savour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you should have absolutely beat it, because it's a 10 out of 10. So shame on you. So
I still don't see it. I still don't see it for the time that I've played it, but we'll get there. Sticking with the Nintendo theme, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
I bought that with the sole intention of playing that with the wee one, and played the first level with her, and she could not manage it. It's just like, maybe this isn't for you yet. Maybe we'll give it a bit of time. That's just one that continues to look at me from the Nintendo home screen, pure, gonna play me, you fucking dick. Gonna hurry up and play me. But we'll get there with that.
Good things.
And another big one, Liam, that this might shock you as well, considering the fact that, waited so long for this one, but still haven't completed it. I haven't probably touched it since it came out. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, really? Right, okay. I don't know why I just assumed you had finished that, but yeah.
I got to... I maybe played it for 2-3 hours and just never moved forward with it. Not because it's not good. It was just the wrong time, the wrong place, yeah. And I just couldn't be arsed playing it. So I think I just played something else. It might be one that this year will be my Halloween game. I might
Oh
play it
yeah.
on Halloween just to kind of get into the spooky spirit. Ooh, ghoulies, but it's just one that hasn't bit me yet, to be honest with you.
It's a good shout though to do that. Keep things up nice and seasonal. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I did that last year with Halloween 2 about this time of year. I can't remember. Not would have been about the Christmas sales. But yeah, no, that's a shocker. But it's all coming out anyway. The shame. I'll keep things going. On that note, I've got FC26 on mine. Again, theme here. Jumped in when I shouldn't have. But that one was a routine purchase because this happens every couple of years with these games, and I know I will go back and play them, but I just like to have the option there when I go in between. The problem is now is that like things like the Switch 2, and there's just been this onslaught of fantastic indie games coming out that are filling that gap,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying that so much more that there is no time for those big FIFA moments in between, but it is shameful, so it's going on the list. I'll also add here too a Game Pass doubler here, right? It's the second and third ones here. South of Midnight, one that I downloaded via Game Pass, never started it, despite being very, very hyped for it and we were very interested. Never even booted it up, downloaded it, just never got to it. And I think I blame things like Blueprints and stuff like that, which was around the same time. I also wasn't that long into being in the house. And I think it was around about the time Assassin's Creed Shadows had came about. So there was a lot of change happening in life at that point. And yeah, I was also, starting my notice period in work, which is a very long one. But all these things together, South of Midnight was the thing that just had to fall by the wayside. And on that note, joining it was something that came out a week or two before it on Game Pass, which was Atomfall. Very much the same.
Yeah.
Landed at a terrible time. Really, really excited and interested in that game. And it's one that I do want to go back to. And I think that's something that when we talk about Game Pass and this Hall of Shame, I'm like, right, I could like FOMO out and spend, 60 quid on a game, or I could spend 20 quid and there's two games I could squeeze out in a quieter month. And that's a good, 80 to 90 quid's worth of game there. So this is how I have to gamer math it going forward. It's a little bit more effort, but it always comes down to the value and how I am my own worst enemy. So that's why I have to think about it. But yeah, I'll pass over to you for the next ones if you've got any, because if you don't, then I'm going to be very, very shameful at the end of this. I've still got a few more.
There's a few in there that, there's intentions to go back to. Maybe not full intentions, but definitely intentions. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, another Game Pass title that I started. And I mean, I started that game, Liam, and didn't do anything more than that.
Yeah, did the same. Didn't help me at all.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
For shame.
Didn't even get out of the, what do you call it? The beginning, Foundry. The Foundry. Didn't even get out of there.
Oh, man.
I got too pissed off
tonight.
I get too pissed off at trying to reach the melting pot thing that you have to get the thing from. I couldn't get it, so I was like, fuck this game. I never want to play it ever again.
Get good, son. It's got to get good.
And a game that haunts me on my Xbox every single time that I look at it, 9 Souls.
Oh, yeah.
I have been trying to play this game forever, man. Like, forever. And I continue to miss opportunities to do so, or when I go to play it, I just can't be arsed anymore. So it just keeps on falling by the wayside.
Here's the thing, right? I'm sticking on this. I think the way for you to play a game like that, and this is daft, but stick with me, is that you get it on the Switch too. Because I feel like there's a reason why handheld gaming is reigning supreme, because the quality of the experience is so much higher.
Yeah.
But there's certain games that just translate so well to being handheld. And I think 9 Souls could be one of them.
What I could do, Liam, is actually just buy a ROG Ally 6 and play it on that.
Do you know, it'd be lying if I haven't had that thought of late, but I'm also like, it's not worth getting a shot out of a cannon into the sun for.
I know. I'm only kidding. I'm only joshing.
The kids on Christmas Day, there you go, you got a tangerine. Oh, look what Santa brought me. Oh, yeah. Traumatizer for life. It's like,
where's
but
my
do you
presents,
really,
Daddy? Where are my presents, Daddy?
do
And
you
just
really
like,
want toys, or do you want to play anywhere,
yeah,
son?
shut up. I'm playing Nine Souls.
I have to admit though, they have been marketing it still very aggressively.
Yeah.
And it's even like on the main menu, pick up one. I'm like, "Oh, leave me alone." Like honestly, I'm like, if I've not bought one by now, you know I'm not going to do it anytime soon. So
Yeah.
please, respectfully, leave me alone. But my Switch 2, honestly, things like Nine Souls and that, if it's available on that, I'm going to buy on it. I love playing on it. I don't know what it is. It just works. It's simple. Turn it off, turn it on, pause it where I left it. Up you go. These things I know the Rogue Ally doesn't quite have the capabilities of doing. So maybe not yet, Scott. Or yeah, maybe it's time you get a Steam Deck. One of the two. I digress. So it's my turn. Yeah, I've got a couple more here, which is Assassin's Creed Shadows Claws of Awaji DLC. Started it, and they got sidelined by Ghost of Yoti of all things. It came in his launch. So, and I do have to say, having now played a Platinum Shadows, I'm in the process of Platinum Yoti, I would say Ghost of Yoti is better than Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that's me as the resident Assassin's Creed nutter. So I think if you had the choice between the two, and it is literally a choice between an 8 or a 9. It's not much separating them. There's some stuff that Shadows does better than Yoti, but I think overall package-wise, it's that. And that's why I got sidelined. Sidelined for something better. Be interesting going back to it now, but it's definitely something I will finish because I love me some Assassin's Creed. These next two are very similar, right? In my shameful list, and they've been sitting there gathering a lot of dust. Like, shamefully. And do you know what? It pains me because they're two games that I'm really dying to get back to. I'm just struggling to get the time, and I need to be in the headspace for it. But the first one is Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Mm-hmm.
One episode down, I need to go back, and it does feel like this is the right time of year for it. But again, it came out just at the wrong time, and that was one that I had actually played with my wife, and I really regret it because I thought you had one chance. Should have been True Colours. Just didn't get into it the same way as True Colours, but it was a bit slow of a start with Double Exposure, hence why I've just not rushed back to it. And the other one is Lost Records, Blooming Rage.
Yeah.
Same as above, but Lost Records, Blooming Rage is such a lame-ass game, and I'm really just like, I just need to get the time, and that was towards the end of me changing jobs.
Yes.
So I was kind of like, I was at that transition point, and it just, everything went up in the air. I wasn't playing a lot of games when I had switched jobs because my focus had to be there, but that was one of the casualties. But all tapes now available on PS Plus. Maybe there's just a little gap somewhere, Scott. I'm hoping to just get back and just have my narrative month, But yeah, they're both there. But I've only got 3 more left here. It's a big fucking list.
I've got 3 more for you as well.
There we go.
So, these are the largest dust carriers in my backlog. One that it's ridiculous. Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh yeah,
I started that game for 45 minutes and didn't play anything more of it.
man. Now's the time because they've made updates to that game and they fundamentally changed parts of it. Now is the time.
Is it though?
It really is. Honestly, I stand by this. And because I went back to do all the DLC this year, and people are sleeping on that game, man. They really are sleeping on it. For shame.
For shame. One that I'm a bit disgusted by myself, actually, considering how excited I was about it coming out, but the Soul Reaver remaster.
Oh yeah, you've not beat that, have you?
Not beat it. I got stuck in the first level. Well, not even the first level. I got stuck like maybe 4 hours into it, and I was like, I've no idea where I'm going. PS1 games, and one that I had the best of intentions of jumping into, and one that might hit in the future. Path of Exile 2.
Oh yeah.
I bought Path of Exile 2. I bought it when it came out because I was really excited about it. Reading all the news about it and all the upgrades and stuff like that, and then I just fell off it as quickly as I got excited about it. So
it's funny how that happens.
It's testament to my fucking attention span, I think. But there's a lot of game there, and a lot of game that will continue to be there, considering how long Path of Exile 1 has been about. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's any sort of rush for that. And I don't know if it's out of early access or anything yet, but what I did play of it, it's fucking phenomenal. It's so good.
Yeah.
So just give it time, and hopefully when I do go back and play it again, it's even better for the time being away from it.
You will. You absolutely will. What I would say is I've got a game here on my final three, which will echo a lot of that sentiment. But on that note, I do think you will go back. Sometimes these big chunky ass ones, you do just need to find the right time. Probably, I imagine next year there may be a bit of a dearth in 1 month before GTA 6 comes out. Just because they're waiting. It might probably be at the start of the year, and as we start to move into the spring, it'll just be an absolute glut of everything. Because buy this now before GTA, and then that's it. But anyway, I'll move on to my final three. So, I'm going to kick it off with a double shame, Scott. I shame both of us because this game is split fiction, and it was absolutely fantastic, man. Thoroughly enjoyed that experience. And this one, I'll hold my hands up. It's my fault as to how we never went back and just finished because we were pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
But I just had to go and move house because that was basically.
God damn it.
I know, that's basically what had scuppered it, and it was just trying to settle back into the groove after that, and then other things were coming out, and here we are. But I still have my sights on us finishing that, and Lord knows we just have to just coordinate it, but we'll do it just when we get a few other games out the road first, because as we know, time is precious, but again, we just have to wait for the right little lull. On that note, next one for me is one that's been there for a while, but it's something I've been chipping away at for years. And I'm close to finishing it, but still to roll credits, and that's Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh God, the game that never ends.
Telling you, Scott, that is absolutely tremendous and a special game. But the problem is such a vibe. I do regret not picking it up on the Switch. I bought it on PS5 years ago, but because at the time I was like, I want to play it in console, even though you could do it with Switch, but I wanted to see if it was all shiny and stuff like that. And it was great on the Portal, so I still have that as well as an option. And that's actually probably one of the few games that I have no qualms playing on the Portal at all. Every now and then, like Ghost of Yotei, I'm used to playing it here with some OLED fancy shit in the PS5 Pro. It's really difficult to just jump onto the Portal with that. But yeah, Octopath Traveler 2, something there. Even though I'm still going to jump in and get zero, that's definitely something I'm hoping Santa brings me this year, because I'm excited to get that on Switch too. It'd be hilarious if I finished that before too, but we'll see. And the last one here, much shame. Much shame. It is a challenge that's been set and it's lingering, and it's Devil May Cry 5.
So it is, aye.
So I need to find time to finish that before the year's up.
It's hilarious that still exists, because I've done both.
I know. I set
chunky games.
I set you two massive games you never would. I never would have thought you'd do, and I'm like, shit, he's done them. But
Done them,
I
mate.
don't think Devil May Cry 5 is a long game.
It's not a long game. It's a romp. It's a fun game. What
Yeah.
I will say is, I've already started thinking about next year.
Aye,
and
go
I
easy.
am buzzing, mate.
Oh, fuck. I'll need to start having a think, man, because we need to come back to it with our thoughts. But I will think about it, and I will beat it, because we've committed to it for the show. It would be a cop out if I didn't, but I will beat it and come back with my thoughts.
Good
But I did start it one night.
Yeah, it's
but
great. I mean, it's good fun, and you'll have a laugh with it. As once you get into the actual the actual story of it and the actual gameplay of it is fucking brilliant.
I mean, I love the opening and that, but I literally just got through the opening and put it down because I started it like at midnight or something like that. Something stupid.
It's always the same.
I know.
When you made notes for this show, you said games that are on the shame list and games that are yet to be opened and played. Now, I want to just touch on something very briefly before we go ahead with something, okay? Because I said it earlier, and I'm not sure how we naturally get to this point, so I just want to touch on it. I've obviously said my game for Christmas this year is going to be Ghost of Yotei, and I'm quite happy to admit that. But there's another game that recently purchased on the PlayStation Store with a little bit of birthday of Dosh.
Okay.
And it's a game that I've been looking at for a while, thinking, oh man, I need to get into this. And every single time I open my PlayStation up, it's staring at me. And Liam, I have to agree with you about something here. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will sit on my PlayStation for a while because I cannot. I can't play it right now. I just can't devote that time to it. But I'm fucking excited to play it when I do.
Yeah, yeah, same. Let's who knows, that could be our sleeper hit for next year.
Oh
We'll
man,
see.
aye, 2025 game of the year.
I know.
I think I just want to play it because 2026. I think I just want to play it because it is, in the chat for this year, and I want to just see how it does. So, and everything that I've read about it, people literally, you know, speak about it so highly that surely that can only be good.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I fear for myself starting that game, Scott. These are the type of games which if it clicks, I'm gone. Like I am absolutely gone. So we'll see. But I'm going to wait till I've got time. It's not. I know what I'm getting into with that.
Yeah.
So that needs to be a bit of a clear runway. Now isn't the time without a Worlds 2 sitting there, and I just want to make sure that
Worlds 2 as well. There's also games that I want to buy, like Hell Is Us. I really want to buy Hell Is Us. I really want to buy.
to hell with this list of shame. Get yourself hell.
Create more. I want to buy Sonic Cross Shadow Generations for some reason. Like that's
Yeah.
I keep on looking at it in game stores, and I'm like, oh, I could buy that. I could buy it now.
I've been really wanting to get that Sonic Racing game because my son would absolutely love it. But again, it's just timing.
Yeah.
Although his first parents' night was looming, and I did, of course, try to incentivise him. Say, if you get a good report, son, you can get something, get you a wee treat. And he's already thinking, "Yeah, be a taker. I get a Switch too." It's like, no, bull.
You're not that good. Wasn't it that good?
Exactly. You didn't get a degree, just halfway, a third of the way through P1. Yeah. I've been getting him a complex. I've got to tell him. He is probably going to, like, I imagine, go up to Smith's or something like that, and there'll be like a wee £10 Switch game because he's got the Switch now. He did, though. I have to put this in terms of like Hall of Shame, right? And this hasn't been added, but I want to help parents potentially avoid an addition to that list. And there is, like that Elf on the Shelf type thing. They've made a video game out of this, and the trailer came up on the TV the other day, and I think YouTube or something was on, and then my son was like, "Oh, that looks really cool. I want to play that." And then my wife was like, "Oh, a Christmas game there," and I'm just like, "No." And then I did a wee bit of digging into it, and this looks absolute slop. And then my wife was like, "How much is that?" It must be about like a tenner. It didn't look like it was a big game, did it? And I was like, I don't know. And it was £35.
Oh my god.
So try and avoid that in the Hall of Shame. If your kids are wanting a Christmas shout, I've noticed that they're adding a Grinch game to Game Pass if you've got that, over this kind of busy period.
If it's the platformer that came out like last year, it is absolute dog shit.
Toilet. Okay. There you go. No harm, no foul, though, I suppose, but it's better than giving them money for this kind of shovelware. Like, capitalising on kids that way. I remember playing the Grinch game on the PlayStation 1, and I didn't even have it. It was my next door neighbour that had it, and I remember thinking, my God, man, this is pish. I'm so glad I didn't buy this. I'll have this bought for me. And it was that particular brand of PS1 game, like you mentioned, that just doesn't signpost very well. You would get lost all the time playing it as a child because you were terrible at games. But yeah, I digress. But that is a pretty extensive list of shame we've got there, Scott. Like, the big question is, do you see yourself making a dent?
I think I do. I think a lot of the games that I've got on there are doable. Do you know what I mean? And they're games that either have started and could go through. Invariably, there are going to be games that drop off that list, and next year's shame list will feature them probably. But I hope so. That's my answer. I hope I do.
I'm with you. I remain hopeful in the face of fear. Is that there is always going to be a backlog, and we seem to get through them. They don't drop off. We do find a way somehow of playing it, by hook or by crook, and there is always lulls in the year. And I do take a bit of this is clearly evidence of holding on both of our parts, right? That's the shameful part, but it is that element of, you know what, I just like to have a selection of stuff to play, and you do kind of find a rhythm and a way around it all when you do get bottlenecks. Some people prefer to just do one at a time and pick it up in the sales. I say absolutely go for that if you can. More power to you. But I'm sick and I can't do that. So I usually we will spin many plates, and we're used to doing that. That's the difference. And there's ones there where you spot a bargain, and it's like I'm just going to strike now because I've got it at a price that feels good to me.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I have to also add the caveat, and you touched on it there. A lot of the stuff in this backlog, in fact, the vast majority, I'm not paying full price for that. There's things like, some vouchers here, trade-ins there, all that type of stuff, good online deals, the hustling that happens. Always be vigilant and make sure that hall of shame isn't there because of the monetary value, just because of the size and quantity alone. That's what should bring the shame at the end of the day. Nothing worse than feeling like you've missed or you've wasted money.
Yeah, 100%.
And let's say,
Like buying Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, the fact, yeah, that's on my list as well. Yeah, that's on my list. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Just burn it.
No.
Burn it for heat.
But I got that for 40 quid on launch. Like Asda had some mad in-store deal, and I was like, I have to go take advantage of it because I was getting like 25 quid off or something. So, so I don't feel bad about that. I got a good deal, sits there. It is still installed my PS5 Pro, so I want to see what the difference was. And here I am a year later, not did that. But yeah, it's always be vigilant on that price. And I feel, I don't know why, I just kind of feel right now. I think it's because everything's getting a bit more pricey, that recurring theme. We do need to label that point. We ain't getting these games for free. You know what I mean? So we just got to make sure that we're buying them, we're stupid, so you don't have to be. So that's the main thing. But we'll get to them, and I'll look forward to discuss them when we do get through. Because do you know what? Across both those lists, man, some absolute belters in there. It's exciting. So hope amongst the shame.
Some really good games you could say on those lists.
Indeed. But on that note, Scott, I think we should take the opposite direction here. And it means that it is time for the Pixel Picks Showdown, where each week we pick a game from our chosen theme and decide which one deserves to live on the hallowed Pixel Picks list, which is our definitive list of the best games we recommend and pass on to the next generation of gamers. Now, last week's theme was Best Gateway Game with Bayonetta. No, it wasn't Bayonetta.
Tetris
Effect. It was Tetris Effect becoming the latest addition to the list. Speaking of Halloween, that was a howler. And in this week's showdown, we are debating the best terrible game we think should feature on the Pixel Picks list. Now, as always, last week's winner goes last, which is Scott. He robbed it last week, so let's get to it. Now,
robbed it?
Yes. You always rob it, Scott. I'm never going to be a gracious loser. Is this an oxymoron?
Yes, a little bit. And it's also fun to think about how you go with this, because there's a few different ways, a few different avenues that you could actually take. And I think both of my games are opposites of the exact same thing. So I'm very excited to hear how you've gone with this.
I've taken two different approaches here, technically three, because the first thing that came to mind is, what's the best terrible game? And right now I'm thinking it's fucking Marvel Snap. You know what I mean? Because I bloody hate it now, but it's not that. So I've taken two different approaches, right? I've taken a very technical one, I've taken one that I think could actually be the best terrible game based on the general consensus around it. Because is it terrible, but it's actually good? It has to straddle the lines. But the first one, the technical one, right, which is my honourable mention, it has to go to Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. I had the joy of reviewing this on release, and that was a hard job. That was a really hard job. Getting the code for that, getting the disc for that was back when you actually got the physical copies. And I gave it a 3 out of 10, stand by it. The game is objectively terrible. But if you're a fan of Family Guy, you've got plenty to enjoy because there's at least references and callbacks, but the game is an absolute shit heap. It's the worst game I've ever had the displeasure of reviewing. But if you're a Family Guy fan, it could still be the best terrible game there, because there would still be something in there you get a chuckle out of to relive some of those moments, and that's why it was a 3 and not a 1. But for me, my pick this week goes to Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay, going to be a bit out there, but look, I think it covers the whole oxymoron vibe that we're going for this week. The game is good, but it's also terrible. It's good enough to be the best terrible game, I think, because it straddles that enough to win.
Yeah,
And I say that as a big Mass Effect fan because you're playing it and all you're thinking is this is terrible.
it's
But
shite.
it's a well made, good, solid game, but it's terrible. It's one of the few games I remember. I must have put about I'd say a good 30 to 35 hours into this game. And then I just put down the controller. I was like, this is pish. I can't take this anymore. And I just walked away from it. It was in the middle of like a boss battle of sorts. And I was just like, no, I just can't. Like, I have forced this boulder up the cliff enough. I just can't. And
Was
yeah,
that is that a Sisyphus? Is that a Sisyphus line there?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
always love that. Oh, I'm going to think it is because my Greek chat isn't as good as it used to be. I got
That's
to a stage in Mass Effect Andromeda where it was like a lightning planet, and I
Mhm.
kept on dying, and I was like, "This is fucking arse. Like, this is so shite." And that was before I hadn't even seen any of the weird faces or anything like that. That was before all that pish.
Right.
I just saw how terrible the game was and stopped playing it. So,
I still
um,
have like a morbid curiosity to try and go back.
I
But
I tell you something. I see it on my PlayStation library every so often, and I'm like, I could have a go and just see what it was like. But no, I don't think I could reduce myself to that any longer, Liam. I don't think I could do it. Both very, very apt picks.
Mhm.
I wasn't entirely expecting those, so that's actually quite fun, especially because we've both picked 4 different games as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it when that happens because it means we have chats about fucking all this shit. Um, I kind of went through a same routine as yourself, where picking the best, worst, terrible games. Do you know what I mean? And you go online, you look it up, and everyone's like Deadly Premonition and all that pish. Never played it. I mean, it's so bad that I don't want to play it. But what I wanted to do with these picks today was actually pick games that I have played and suffered through
Yeah.
for everyone else's enjoyment. So my honourable mention for this week is Sonic '06.
Right, okay.
Second
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah,
reference of this show. Probably, if not definitely, the lowest point in the series. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was
Easy.
hilarious. Bugs, glitches, and probably some of the longest loading times that you've ever seen in video games. Um, and it loads in to this absolute fucking dumpster fire that is Sonic 06. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to wait this long to play this game. The hub world is shite. All the characters around running around in the hub world is terrible.
Yep.
And it has one of the greatest kissing scenes in video games. So it's terrible, but it does something right. And do you know the worst part is? There's probably a decent game in there somewhere.
Hmm.
Like, there probably is something fun about it, but you just have to sift through all the shite to find it. Do you know what I mean? It's Jack and Victor trying to find that ring and still game, sifting through all the fucking Jack's shite to try and find Tam's ring. Um, and that's my
Becoming
honourable mention
addicted.
for this year. Eh, for this one. But my pick for this week is actually a game that I love. And it's a game that is so bad that it's good. It is the epitome of a terrible game,
Okay.
but my god, do I fucking love it. It was memed to all tits before it even came out. Do you know what I mean? Like, this game has been memed to all hell, and there's one word, Liam, and this one word is going to get you understanding exactly what this game is. And that word, chaos.
Oh, yes, of
Stranger
course.
of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins is my pick for this week. From the very beginning, that first trailer with all the mention of chaos
Mm.
didn't give it the best start that it could have had, and it hasn't helped its reputation. But it's an outstanding action game, and I mean, it's probably up there with the best action games that I've probably ever played in my life in terms of what you can do with it. But it is pure shite. Like, every moment in it, I'm like, this story is terrible. The acting in it is terrible. There is literally a moment in it where I think it's Jackie's name is just like bullshit, puts on a pair of headphones, and it's just like the loudest Limp Bizkit music you've ever heard in your life, and he just walks off screen. It's like, what the fucking hell are we doing here? Like, what is this game? But it's just it has something there that's just instantly enjoyable.
Yeah.
And the combat and everything in it it just creates this love for this game that I cannot let go. But yeah, Liam, it's terrible. It's fucking god awful.
It's terrible. I love that because there is, like, we mean this in almost like an endearing way as well, don't we? Two very good picks though to choose between, and both of them, like, you know, very worthy of taking the crown. I don't know whether they want it or not, the best terrible game, but difficult
It's funny
one to
because
pick between.
it's if it was Final Fantasy, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy, that would be the first Final Fantasy game on our list.
You're joking, really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I fought the good fight. Yeah, listen, I have not played Stranger of Paradise. I've not had the pleasure or displeasure. You've played both, so I'm going to think the fair thing to do is for you to decide this, even though people might be like, oh, you voted for that one, but trust me, he will be objective here.
I won't be objective. Let it go with the coin, Liam. Let's give the coin.
Coin.
The coin.
Okay.
The gods of coins. Where is that?
Tails.
Your tails again. Right, let me bring up my coin toss and we will go from there because I cannot be objective. Coin toss.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's
Right,
see what happens.
preparing to flip. It's tails.
It's tails. There we go then.
Can't see it, but it's tails.
It's tails. Well then, congratulations into Mass Effect Andromeda. You are the best terrible game on the Pixel Picks list. So, one of the accolades, I'm sure that it was absolutely dying to get.
We'll put it on the box. We'll put it on the box.
Best terrible game.
Best terrible game.
Listen, it's all about fun, but it is Halloween after all. You know, we've just got to look at all the terrible, awful, ghoulish, goblin-y things out there. And Mass Effect Andromeda, you know, that's just exactly what comes to mind. Listen, it'd be too easy for us to be like best horror game and that. Plus, we're 80 weeks into this list, you know, so we've got to think of other things outside the box. Where it goes next week, let me just have a little check because if I'm insane, what do we have for next week, Scott? Because we, believe it or not, listeners, we do actually come prepared. There's a list of all the things that we've got here to talk about each and every week. And next week's, as I say this all the time, but I sincerely mean it, next week's one's a belter. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good chat. That'll be a good Pixel Picks Showdown. But yeah, congratulations to Mass Effect Andromeda. You are the best terrible game. Probably the one that separates you from a lot of the games that's on there just now.
At the end of the audit of all the games that we've picked, I think Mass Effect Andromeda will probably be the first to go. So that and PowerWash Simulator might have a bit of fighting to do.
How dare I beg you, Scott, beg you. If you've still got your Game Pass live, go have a wee shot.
Never.
We shot with a wee podcast. You'll enjoy it. Podcast and a beer, a power wash. That's you sorted. Don't need anything else in life. But it's getting on. So that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. So thank you once again for joining us. And remember to support small independent games media out there. So if you like what you hear and enjoyed the podcast, please share on social media. Tell your pals about us. Leave a wee 5-star review. Whatever you do, it helps us out and makes a massive difference. And remember to join our free Patreon community at patreon.com/Pixel Parents to support the show. Test time, Scott. So where can people find you online if they want to talk about more terrible games?
I am online at llamaman.bsky.social if I remember to open it up. And if you're really wanting to get in contact with me, hit me up on Patreon. I will endeavour to look at that more often as well.
Absolutely. And you can find me there as well. And also on Blue Sky at carmelite.bsky.social, where I will just be doing my thing, just out there posting stuff about games. This week probably be all about Outer Worlds 2, if I can be asked scraping up some screenshots, if not just general chit-chat. I am just like so pish at social media in my old years for myself. I think it's because it's the day job, you know what I mean? So,
I don't know what it is for me the last few weeks. I've just not been arsed. Like, I've just been completely disconnected from it. It's been quite nice because I've just not been glued to my phone, so it's been quite good. But
yeah,
For the podcast, it doesn't help.
Not to derail the outro here, but it's like I do tend to find that Blue Sky has its little pops of engagement and then the deaths, and I found a few sneaky bastards on there that like just follow you to unfollow to boost their own following. So I need to go doing a little bit of an audit because I'm getting a lot of tripe in the feed that's holding back me seeing all the good guys in there that you do actually engage with and you can have conversations with. But there's some people on there that are just like, at it. Probably bots, let's face it, because there's been a lot of bots coming on. I think that's what the difference is. You can tell them from the real
You're
people.
trying to tell me all these naked women don't want to follow me on Blue Sky?
I hate to break it to you, mate. But on that note, I thank you to our producer and music man, the talented, handsome, very wonderful Mr. Sean Murray. Please go show him some sweet, nasty love and check out his work on Instagram at barehandsdesigns and barehandsdesigns.com. And you can listen to the next episode on all major podcast platforms and follow us on Blue Sky at pixelparents.bsky.social. Of course, write to us at pixelparentspodcast@gmail.com. Wherever you are, like, share, subscribe, and just play some damn games with us. That's what I want you to do. But until next time, stay safe, stay sane, and thanks for listening.
Where does the King of England keep his armies?
I don't know.
In his sleeveys.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
have a good one.